Commandment number 2. Are you ready for this? The second commandment is, thou shalt not proceed if thy primary aim is to make money. Let me say that again. Thou shalt not proceed with thy business if thy primary aim is to make money. In other words, the purpose of business is not to make money. And in fact, I like Peter Drucker's quote on this. Peter Drucker said that the purpose of business is to create customers and to keep them. So you don't start business to make money. That's not the primary reason you should start business to make money. And you see, that's the mistake that 99% of the people make. They go into business for money. Money is a byproduct of business. It's not the main reason you should go into business. Now you go into business to solve problems, to create value. You go into business to serve. You go into business to create customers, to serve a niche, to meet an unmet need. And it is in the process of serving, it's in the process of creating value, it's in the process of solving problems that the money follows. But if you go for the money first, that business is not going to survive. Commandment number 3. Thou shalt not begin thy venture without a business plan. Christ once said, what do you think about a man who starts to build a house and he does not sit down first of all to consider how much money that he had to invest in the project? And then so he just starts building, he does the foundation. By the time he now puts 3 coaches of blocks, his money finishes, and then the project is abandoned, and for the next 15 years it's not been done. Why? Because there was no proper planning. So in the same way in business, you don't just start a business without a plan. It is critical. So businesses that begin without a business plan already set up themselves for failure. Now, your business plan must not even be that elaborate or that professional, but there must be something written down about the vision for the business, the mission of the business, who your customers are, what you're trying to, the product or services you're trying to do, what your unique selling proposition is. You have at least a measure of understanding of your financial projections, the kind of cash flow that you expect. So you have all those things. You talk about the industry, you talk about the competition, what you're going to do about the competition, how you're going to make your brand, stand out so that people can buy your product or service. So all those things have to be captured. And then one of the exercises that you do when you're doing business planning is what we call SWOT. The SWOT exercise, I'm sure you're already familiar with SWOT. SWOT is SWOT. And then what they stand for, S stands for strength. And the strength means your strength. The strength is internal. It's something that you have going for you. Something that you actually have going for you. Your weakness is the things you have going against you. Then the O stands for opportunity, and that is external. So outside of your business, outside of your setup, what are the opportunities you have? And then that's opportunities to grow your business. And then T stands for threats. What are the things that are likely to hurt your business? So you have to know those things ahead of time before you begin. Because if you don't know the things that can hurt your business, if you don't plan ahead of time for them, if you don't set up some kind of mitigating processes before they happen, then one little disaster or accident can actually knock your business off. One bad year, one bad sales, one bad business decision can actually knock you off. So business plan is very, very important, and that's commandment number 3. Now, even if you're setting up a hair salon, you're weaving women's hair or you're barbing hair, you still need to have a plan written down. That assures you at least 50% that your business will survive. Commandment number 4. Thou shalt not despise thy small beginning, for thy life began as a tiny sperm and egg. So don't worry about starting small. Some people want to start their business and they're looking for 5 million naira, and then you want to spend 5 million naira when you've not been able to manage 5,000 naira. So start small. Always start small. Because what starting small does for you is it helps you to test the viability of your business. It helps you to test your processes and your systems to make sure that they work before you now begin to invest the big money. Because why would you come and put in so much money in a business you've not tested? See, but starting small actually helps you to build track record, to build expertise, to build knowledge in what you're doing. So don't neglect starting small. Eventually, you might be making, let's say you want to set up a speaking business, public speaking business. There are people in the speaking business who earn as much as 1 million naira per hour or 1.5 million naira per hour. But then, people haven't known you. So you go out there to speak and then people are offering you 5,000 naira. Don't say this is small because you know that some other people are earning 1 million. Don't say it's small. Start small. Start with that 5,000 and then up your value, elevate what your value, your offerings. And then as you differentiate and grow, that 5, you can start taking 10,000. As you grow more, 50, and before you know it, you can hit that 1 million. But you've got to start small. Start from somewhere. Commandment number 5. Thou shalt not prosper if thou lovest sleep and pleasure. That's a commandment for business. Some people start their business. Some people, in fact, take loan from the bank to start their business. And the very first thing they do, they take a vacation with their family. They fly to Dubai or fly to London to have vacation with borrowed money, with the money for their business. And so if your business must survive, you can't be someone that sleeps. If you want to own your business, you can't sleep anyhow. You can't sleep as much as others. There's no prescription. But many times, some business owners, especially when your business big. When I started my business, I found myself working 18 hours a day, 17 hours, 16 hours. I was always sitting on that spot, working. And so be prepared to invest time. You cannot just sleep anyhow if you start a business. And you cannot love pleasure when you start your business. They usually say business before pleasure. And that's important. So if you love pleasure before business, that business will collapse. It will definitely collapse. So you can't start a new business and then begin to fly first class when you've not even broken even, you've not started seeing cash flow, positive cash flow. You're flying first class, you're buying luxury vehicles, buying SUVs, Jeeps, and driving around the whole place when your business is just starting. So commandment number 5, thou shalt not prosper if thou lovest sleep and pleasure.